Proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania, this is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Frank Andrews, Marisa Burke, meteorologist Noreen Clark's backyard forecast, and Jay Christopher's sports. This is Newswatch 16 midday.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Department of Environmental Resources has sent experts to St. Clair, and right now they're looking at a potential asbestos problem in the schools there. Classes have been canceled again today in both St. Clair schools so the crews can study the problem. Asbestos is a known cancer causer. Now, it's a problem when it begins to flake and fibers get into the air. If the fibers get into a person's lung, it can be dangerous. Now, school district officials say asbestos insulation may have been used on pipes in the schools. Some was removed earlier this week by a maintenance man, and that has neighbors and teachers upset.
If I had thought something was going on, I certainly wouldn't have had my own child, let alone the 7th and 8th grade girls basketball team there.
Now, the school board has called a news conference for 2 o'clock this afternoon to try and answer some parents' concerns. Newswatch 16's Bob Costantini is in Schuylkill County today, and we'll have more on the situation tonight at 6 on Newswatch 16. DER officials are also investigating a water problem in part of Milton today. They say sewage may be getting into the water of the Bucknell View Trailer Park. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci has that story.
For much of his young life, Jason Walter has been plagued with diarrhea and infections. His mother says it's from the tap water Jason used to drink and bathe in.
I can't prove that, but the water has always had an odor of what smells like to me to be septic.
The Department of Environmental Resources has confirmed that E. coli, a bacteria associated with human waste, has been found in the drinking water at Bucknell View Trailer Park. Last month, the landlord here issued a boil advisory to tenants.
It's lousy. It's lousy.
Well, it's contaminated, we were told.
Well, the water's terrible right now. And your electric bill goes up by boiling your water all the time.
Residents of the Bucknell View Trailer Park get their water from a well system on the grounds. As a matter of fact, you look underneath here, that big pipe over there is the sewage line. The smaller wrapped line is the well water line. What DER suspects is that perhaps that well water is being contaminated by the sewage system. DER says the owner of the park is cooperating to solve the problem, but some residents, impatient things aren't moving quickly enough, have stopped paying rent to the park owner.
I sent him a letter telling him that when the situation was corrected, I would pay him a rent. And I haven't heard anything since then.
When Newswatch 16 checked, the park manager wasn't available. DER isn't sure how long it might take to fix the water system here. Meanwhile, the agency is investigating a separate allegation that the park may be dumping sewage in an open gully. Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Milton.
The Congress in Washington has sent a bill to President Reagan to try and ease a liability insurance crunch in the United States. Now, the bill would allow people in the same businesses or profession to form a group and try and apply to insurance companies for group rates on liability insurance. Some business people say their policies have been canceled or premiums doubled or even tripled in the past couple of years. Now, this bill would allow groups in several different states to form the group. Before the bill, a group would be subject to insurance laws in each individual state. The president is expected to sign that bill into law. A Philadelphia area pipeline company has been slapped with a $25 million lawsuit over a gasoline leak. That leak sent 200,000 gallons of gas into a ditch in King of Prussia Tuesday. It forced 22 miles of the Pennsylvania Turnpike to close. It also evacuated hundreds of homes and the King of Prussia Mall. Businesses and homeowners filed the suit Thursday. They say Sun Pipeline Company was negligent, did not take care of its 30-year-old pipeline. The suit says the businesses and homeowners lost profits, their health was jeopardized, and they'll see a drop in property values because of that gas leak in the Philadelphia area. When Newswatch 16 Midday returns, Congress and an immigration quota bill. We'll tell you who may be affected. And we'll tell you how the Soviets are trying to set the stage for more productive talks with President Reagan in Iceland. Newswatch 16 Midday continues in a moment.
Hi, I'm Mel Webb with High Point Home Furnishings. I have 3 truckloads of brand new first quality furniture direct from the manufacturer. 5-piece pine, 5-piece pits, and 3-piece living room groups from only $198. Recliners, $99. Mattresses, $38. Heated water beds, $88. Hundreds of original oil paintings, nothing over $29.99. Friday at the Danville Best Western, Saturday at the Wilkes-Barre Quality Inn, and Sunday at the Scranton-Dixon City Treadway Inn.
Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev is in Iceland right now. He'll meet with President Reagan there tomorrow and Sunday. Now, Gorbachev and his wife Raisa arrived in Iceland just before 10 this morning. The two superpower leaders will meet face-to-face to talk about another summit meeting that they hope to have in the United States later this year. Now, this morning, the Soviets tried to thaw the Cold War a bit. They released a Soviet dissident, a woman poet jailed for the last 5 years in the Soviet Union. She will be allowed to leave there later this week. President Reagan has said he will push for human rights in the Soviet Union during that Iceland mini-summit. Now, President Reagan is already in Iceland. He arrived there last night. And as ABC's Sheila Kast explains, the president's advisors are meeting with him now as he gears up for the weekend talks.
It was raining when Air Force One arrived in Iceland, and President Reagan seemed solemn as he stepped out. He skipped his customary wave, but did exchange a few words of greeting with Iceland's president, Mrs. Vigdis Finnbogadóttir. The president and his aides have set only modest goals for this weekend's meetings with General Secretary Gorbachev, which they refuse to call a summit. They would like to come away with a firm commitment for a full-fledged summit in the United States, but that is likely only if Gorbachev feels there is progress on arms control. Except for a brief courtesy call on Icelandic officials, the president will spend today at the U.S. ambassador's residence meeting with his aides. But the aides will not be there tomorrow when Mr. Reagan meets with the Soviet leader in this room. At least at first, the two leaders want to work their persuasive powers on each other one-on-one. Mr. Reagan insists that for real progress between the superpowers, the Soviets must continue improvements in human rights. He plans to raise that issue at their sessions at Havji House. But most of their focus will be on arms control, with Gorbachev pressing for a moratorium on nuclear testing and for concessions on Mr. Reagan's strategic defense initiative. The president will resist giving ground and press for reductions in existing nuclear arsenals. Mr. Reagan says he has serious disagreements with many Soviet positions, but believes progress is possible. Sheila Kast, ABC News, Reykjavik.
Shimon Peres' term as Prime Minister of Israel ended this morning. Peres, leader of the Likud party, is leaving office so the more conservative Labor Party can take over. Now, the new Prime Minister is Yitzhak Shamir. The shift in government was worked out during Israeli elections a couple of years ago. The Labor Department in Washington says wholesale prices went up last month. They went up 0.4%. Now, the big factor was a boost in energy prices. Experts say when wholesale prices go up, it's usually passed along to the consumer. A law aimed at tightening immigration quotas has passed in the House in Washington. And as ABC's Charles Gibson explains, the bill is aimed at keeping illegal aliens out of the United States.
A bill that would not die in a Congress that seemingly cannot quit. Congress was supposed to have gone home for good long ago. But as members stayed on, they suddenly found a compromise agreement on immigration reform.
We are debating the Rasputin of legislation today. It will not die.
That word is coming down again, and it's coming down as that the American people are fed up with illegal immigration into this country.
No one likes all the provisions of the bill, but members are in agreement something has to be done to stop the virtual tidal wave of illegal immigrants into the country. No one is sure how many are here. Reliable estimates range from 2 to 12 million. The bill is a carefully crafted trade-off. Illegal aliens in this country for over 5 years would get permanent status here. In return, employers would face heavy penalties for hiring illegal aliens. Many don't think it'll work.
If we leave amnesty in this bill, we are going to take in millions and millions of immigrants in the next 10 years beyond the capacity of our institutions to absorb and assimilate them.
But the bill passed 230 to 166. It still faces compromise with the Senate version. A long way to go and a short time to do it. But a week ago, immigration reform seemed to have no chance at all. Charles Gibson, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Our Weather Watch forecast is next. It was really cool this morning. Looks pretty nice out there now, though.
We have been invaded again by some cold Canadian air, and it's making for a bright, brilliant day, but on the cold side.
Yeah.
I'll be talking about the weekend coming up. Plus, you may want a pen and paper for some information on our 3rd annual snowblower contest coming up when we return.
Building a new home, Pennsylvania Gas and Water Company wants you to hear what the experts say.
At Swear Construction, we understand that today's home buyer doesn't have money to burn. They need the economy of an efficient natural gas home.
Today's home buyers are better informed about energy costs. That makes natural gas a natural choice for Eden homes.
Call Pennsylvania Gas and Water Company or your building contractor today. Natural gas, America's first choice for continuous heating comfort.
The Susquehanna Valley Mall celebrates its 8th anniversary with lots of prizes and great entertainment nightly. Register in any mall store to win daily a $100 mall gift certificate and become eligible to win the grand prize, a $1,000 mall gift certificate. Music for the whole family is headlined by Recreation, with shows Wednesday and Thursday at 7 and 8 p.m. Friday night features Southern Wind, and on Saturday afternoon, the Buffalo Valley Brass Ensemble. You'll find it all at the Susquehanna Valley Mall's 8th anniversary celebration.
You know, we get a lot of mail in the newsroom every day. This morning, about half of it was cards and letters with information on the back, people getting excited about this snowblower contest, Noreen.
Well, Frank, anybody's guess is a good one. Anybody has a chance to win this contest. We started out with freezing temperatures this morning, and it will not be long before the snow falls. And to make it interesting, we are starting our 3rd annual snowblower contest. And the big prize, the first prize in our contest, is your choice of either a full-sized 5-horsepower John Deere snowblower or a smaller 3-horsepower snowblower. After the first prize winner picks his choice, the winner of the second prize will get the other snowblower. The third prize is this 18-inch chainsaw. Fourth prize is a gasoline-powered leaf blower. We're giving out 100 fifth prizes. The 100 people who gets closest will get both a bag of ice melt and a jug of windshield washer fluid. Anyone who enters is eligible for 100 sixth prizes, corduroy John Deere caps. And here's how to enter. On a postcard or on the back of an envelope, put your name, address, telephone number, and the exact date and nearest full hour when you think one continuous snowfall will have left the first full inch of snow here in the backyard at WNEP TV. For example, 10 a.m. on December 3rd or 9 p.m. on November 12th. We won't open letters, so put your guess on the back of a postcard or envelope. Please print clearly. Mail your entry to Snowblower, WNEP TV, Wilkes-Barre Scranton Airport, Avoca, Pennsylvania, 18641. Entries must be mailed, not hand-delivered. In case of a tie, a drawing will be held among all correct entries. So good luck, everybody. Let's check with our weather watchers this midday. And Mr. Fran Graytock in Forest City has a deep blue sky and 41 degrees. He mentions that half the leaves have fallen off the trees up there, but there's still some color in the elevations. From Roland, Mr. Leon Johnson reports it's sunny and cold with 48 degrees. And in Castanea, Ann McCloskey has a bright, sparkling day and 42 degrees. Here in the backyard under brilliant sunshine, the temperature has warmed up to 45 degrees. The morning low was a freezing 31 degrees, and it came close to breaking a record today. We're looking at a relative humidity that's nice and low at 45%. The wind is out of the north at 10 miles per hour, and that's adding a chill, and the barometric pressure is high, and it's holding steady. This morning's satellite picture shows that there's a good deal of sunshine over Pennsylvania, but a cold front did push through the area late yesterday, and the result is a cold invasion of Canadian air. Today we have very cold winds out of the north, and this isn't helping even under bright sunshine. Temperatures only reaching into the 50s this afternoon. We're looking at partly sunny skies for tomorrow, but you'll notice that there is a good deal of cloudiness to our south and west, and that will affect us as we head into Sunday, especially that front that's up there over the northern plains. That could bring us a few showers as we head into Monday. As far as the afternoon ahead, it is going to be under brilliant sunshine. An afternoon high of 50 in Halstead, Matamoros 54, Mifflinville 55, Center Hall 55, and Nazareth 56. The wind will be out of the northeast. It'll be a cold breeze at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, and a good afternoon to be outside because it's nice with the sunshine, but a little bit on the chilly side. As far as the weekend ahead for Saturday, well, it looks like a partly sunny, partly cloudy day here in Pennsylvania. New England looks like bright sunshine, but to our south and west, there's a low-pressure area off the Delmarva area, which could produce some showers there, and with that front moving into the Great Lakes, more rain expected there, possibly a little bit of sunshine over the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures here in Pennsylvania ranging from the mid-50s to the low 60s. As far as Sunday does not look like the better of the 2 days. It looks like we'll see more cloudiness, a bit of sunshine, and with that front pushing in there, looks like there could be a few showers heading into Monday. So generally, not the better day of the two for this weekend. And here's the forecast. We're looking for sunshine this afternoon, clear, moonlit, and downright cold tonight, dropping down into the 30s. Partly cloudy, partly sunny tomorrow. Not too bad, a high of 57 degrees. On Sunday, more clouds than sun. We could see some peaks of sunshine, but heading into Monday with the next front, it looks like a few showers. So, Frank, the weekend ahead generally looks like a dry one, but it will be a cool one. And as far as the forecast, there's no snow yet for the contest.
Well, that's good news. You have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday morning. John Evans is up next on Newswatch 16 midday with highlights of the Mets' win over the Astros last night, plus a look at a man continuing his crusade against drug abuse and taking his battle to our area. Sports Watch 16 is next. Well, the Mets fans are smiling today, but will they be smiling in the morning? That's
well, you picked the Mets, and you were smiling this morning when I walked in, so I guess you're going to have a good weekend. The Mets came back last night to even the National League playoff series at 1 game apiece. The Met bats that were silent against Mike Scott of Houston in Game 1 woke up against Nolan Ryan last night in Game 2. From the Astrodome in Houston, Ryan was tough early on. Watch it right here as he strikes out Gary Carter on a low fastball. The Astros had a threat going in the second inning, but Bobby Ojeda made this nice play. Watch him tag out Kevin Bass to keep the game scoreless. The Mets finally got on the board in the 4th inning. Gary Carter again, this time a long drive to right center, just misses being a home run. It went for a double. Wally Backman scored, and it was 1-0 Mets at that point. Next batter was Darryl Strawberry, the big guy, and he lifted a drive to left field that Jose Cruz would catch, but he didn't have enough arm to throw Keith Hernandez out at the plate. He scored, and that made it 2-0 Houston. Met 5th inning. Watch Wally Backman squirt one through shortstop. Ojeda will come around from second and try to score. The throw comes in from Bass, but Bobby is safe at the plate. 3-0 New York. Next batter, Keith Hernandez, a drive to center field. Now Hatcher had no business going after this shoestring-wise. It gets by him. It goes for a triple. Dykstra and Backman score, and it's 5-0 Mets. A little comedy relief last night. Glenn Davis does everything right except pick up the ball there, folks. You look good doing it, though, Glenn. You look good doing it. The Astros did get a run in the 7th inning. Phil Garner with the single. It wasn't enough, though. Ojeda got the win. 5-1 final score, and the Mets tied the series at 1 apiece.
We played some good ball. You know, we had some good defense. I think the key was when we broke the ice there in the 4th inning on Nolan, because he was pitching good, punching out everybody. But everybody stayed loose in the dugout, and then we broke the ice. Everybody relaxed and got in the flow, you know, and it was fun.
Travel day today for the National League Series. The 3rd game of the series goes tomorrow afternoon in New York. Meanwhile, the 3rd game of the American League Series goes tonight from Anaheim, California. The series tied at 1 game apiece. Dennis Oil Can Boyd for Boston, John Candelaria for the Angels. The festivities, if you can call them that, start at 8 o'clock tonight right here on ABC and Channel 16. The war against drug use in sports and in society has escalated. There are many people who speak out against drug use in sports, but not many of them have the personal experience of drug use and abuse that Mercury Morris does. Morris visited Bloomsburg University earlier this week, and Albie Oxenrider spent some time with him. Albie has more on the personal life of the former football star turned anti-drug crusader.
As a result of my lust for cocaine, I bypassed high and went straight to messed up.
His face is now one of the most recognizable in the fight against drugs, and his story one of the most interesting. Mercury Morris was a star halfback during the glory days of the Miami Dolphins, a 2-time All-Pro and a member of the back-to-back Miami Super Bowl teams. But after the '75 season, Morris knew it was time to move on.
I played 8 years, and when you get knocked down about 25 or 30,000 times in your life, and you knock down people about another 10 or 15,000, you suddenly realize that you can't do this as a living.
Almost 8 years after his final NFL game, Morris was trapped into buying cocaine by police. And within 78 days, he was convicted of cocaine possession, cocaine trafficking, and conspiracy. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
The high point was when I did get busted, because it signaled that it was finally over for me, my involvement in that particular activity.
Morris served 3.5 years. Then he was released early this year when the Supreme Court ruled that he was given an unfair trial. That brings him to where he is today.
It's been a long and a hard road back for Mercury Morris, and now he spends many of his nights talking to literally thousands of people all over the country about the dangers of drugs.
This groove that we enjoyed in the 70s turned into a rut in the 80s that we're now having a problem getting out of, and that's what I'm trying to going around now and trying to explain to people, that it's necessary for them to care about the people who are involved with self-abuse rather than giving the drug so much credit and so much publicity.
Mercury Morris is back on his feet and proving once again that he's a winner. But winning this time means helping others win the fight against drugs. Albie Oxenrider, Sports Watch 16, Bloomsburg.
Real nice story right there about Mercury Morris. Of course, high school football on a Friday night. 42 games on the schedule. We'll have all the scores and the highlights on the sports final at 11.
Guys, got a busy night ahead of you. Thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks
true.
for a good week.
Okay.
Newswatch 16 Midday continues in a moment with our Friday forecast of fun and the many fall festivals and bazaars set up throughout the area this weekend to help you enjoy the beauty of autumn. We'll be right back.
Autumn's magic is in Pennsylvania. Call this number to find out where. And come catch the fall before it leaves.
Since 1896, Kaplan Furniture of Scranton has been delivering quality furniture into northeastern Pennsylvania's homes. Kaplan still stands out as a star above the rest.
Kaplan's is having another exciting remodeling sale. You'll find incredible savings on furniture for every room in your home. Merchandise must be moved now to make room for a brand new addition. The Comfort Maker is coming soon to the Kaplan Furniture Complex. Meanwhile, enjoy fantastic savings on furniture for every room.
Kaplan Furniture Company of Scranton, a star above the rest.
And finally, today, our Friday forecast of fun. You know, nature's beauty is certainly hitting its autumn peak, and throughout our area this weekend, fall festivals are set up so you can enjoy northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Here's a list of some of the things that are going on. An October Festival of the Arts will be held Sunday, noon to 6 at Williamsport Area High School. Corpus Christi Church in Montdale having its annual Harvest Festival Sunday, noon to 6. In Luzerne County, the 6th annual Wilkes-Barre Italian Festival is this Sunday and Monday, Public Square in Wilkes-Barre. And in Exchange in Montour County, the Fall Festival starts tomorrow at the former Anthony Township School. Now, for those of you in Monroe County, Quiet Valley's Harvest Festival is Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 5 each day. The Towanda Area Chamber of Commerce is having its Fall Festival this weekend, too. It'll be held at the Towanda Airport grounds. Shawnee on the Delaware having an Autumn Hot Air Balloon Festival today, tomorrow, and Sunday at the resort just off Route 80 in the Poconos. And the Lewisburg Craft Fair will be held today, tomorrow, and Sunday at the Lewisburg Armory on Route 15. That's a lot of the things that are going on in the area. Have a good weekend, a safe one, and we'll see you bright and early Monday morning for Newswatch 16 this morning. Remember the team tonight at 6, and have a good weekend, everyone.